Maximizers, and welcome to Build a Business with Chris, the place for you to learn how to build a profitable business that you love. I'm your business coach, Chris the Maximizer, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can make time for your business. I know there are so many women who are watching and you feel like you want to start a business, but you feel like you have no time left. I want you to let me know in the comments if you feel like you have no time. Just literally type in no time. If you feel like you have no time to run a business, I have been there. I know what you are feeling. I know what it feels like to want something and then feel like it's not possible because you physically do not have enough time. But in today's video, I'm going to share with you how you can find time and how you can make it possible for you to work on your business while you have a 9-to-5, while you have a spouse, while you have kids, while you have family, while you have religious duties, all the things. So let's dig right on in. My very first tip for you, and this is going to be the one that I feel like you have to have a little bit of a gut check with yourself. You have to get serious with yourself and you have to decide that your business is a priority and you're going to make time for it. Because we make time for things that are important to us. So everything in your life is important, but you've got to decide what thing is going to the back so that your business can become a priority. When I did this in 2018, I had a 9-to-5. I had a kid to take care of. She was small. And I had life going on and I was doing a lot of things, but I decided that my business was a priority and I cut back, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But I put my business even more important than my 9-to-5. I made it a solidified, non-negotiable priority in my life, and I decided to make time for it. So that's the first thing that you have to do. Second, you've got to figure out how many hours a week you need for your business. And I'm going to tell you because some people are like, I don't know. If this is a side hustle for you, meaning you have a 9-to-5, meaning you are a stay-at-home mom and you have kids or adults or someone else to take care of, I suggest you dedicate 7 to 10 hours per week. That boils down to 1 hour per day and then like 2 to 3 hours on your day off. So anywhere from 7 to 10 hours per week is what you want to allot for your business. I think anything less than that, it doesn't feel important. 10 hours a week is almost like a part-time job. And I promise you, we can find the 10 hours per week in your schedule. If you are someone who has been blessed and you have the availability to work full-time in your business, I would say when you're starting, your goal should be 30 to 40 hours. Now, I know there's so many coaches preaching, run your business on part-time hours, and that is possible. But in the beginning, you're going to have to put more hours in, and then you can absolutely go down to 25 hours. Right now, I'm working 40 hours a week in my business, but I don't always work 40 hours a week. I'm usually like a 25 to 30-ish hour a week girly, depending on the week and depending on what I need to get done. But right now, I'm in a growth season, and I foresee for the next few months, I'm going to be working 40 hours a week in my business. That's just the nature of the season of business that I'm in, and I'm totally okay with that. But my 40 hours is super flexible. It's not straight in the row. I take days off in the middle of the week. Like I'm working on a Sunday right now, but I had Wednesday and Friday off. Like I didn't work at all Wednesday or Friday because I was out doing family stuff. So my 40 hours of when I work is super flexible. So if you are a side hustler, 7 to 10 hours. If you are full-time, I would say 30-ish to 40 hours is the amount of time you need for your business. Third, I want you to do a time audit. I want you to print out a sheet of paper, and I want you to put from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed. And I want you to do it by the hour. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And for the next 2 days, you need this. So you're probably gonna need 2 sheets of paper. For the next 2 days, I want you to write down everything that you do. Woke up, brushed your teeth, got your kids ready, drove your kids to school, drove to work, went to work, had lunch at work, drove home from work, picked up the kids' dinner, bath time, scrolled on TikTok, whatever. I want you to do a time audit. I also, if you are an Apple user, I don't know if Androids have this, but I want you to look at your screen time. My screen time is horrific right now. I am upset with myself with the amount of hours that I spend scrolling on social media. And I told myself if I can spend, 2 hours a day paying my World of Words game, if I can spend 2 hours a day doing that, I can spend 1 hour on the game, and that's another 1 hour I could put in my business. That's an additional 5 to 5 to 7 hours, because I play a lot on the weekends. That's like 5 to 8 hours a week that I can put into my business. That game is not really helping my life. It helps me relax. It's fun, whatever. But it's not that important to my life. Scrolling on social media is not that important. I realistically need 1 hour a day to go live and 1 hour a day to post and engage on social media. I should be spending 2 hours max, then I give myself an hour to scroll. So 3 hours a day max on social media. And I still feel like that's too much. So I want you to look at your screen time and I want you to assess what you are doing on your phone. I want iMovie to be the number one thing I'm in. That means I'm editing. I want my email to be number one. Slack and Voxer, where I'm speaking to my clients. I do not want to see that I spent 40 hours in a week on social media, because that's disgusting when I only went live for 8 hours and I spent 40 hours on social media. To me, that's disgusting and I'm not okay with it. So I want you to look at your screen time and notate any time that's wasteful. I want you to look at your time audit after you do it and notate any time that's wasteful. I'm not saying don't rest. I'm not saying not to scroll. I'm not saying not binging your Netflix show. I'm not saying don't spend 3 hours kikiing on the phone with your sister and your mom. I've done that before. I just cannot do that every day. I cannot do that multiple times per day. I think that we waste pockets of time to avoid the things that we really want to do because we feel like they're going to be hard or we really don't want to do them. So that's why it goes back to number one. Like, if your business is a priority, then you want to do them. Because I automatically think when I waste that much time, like, how much further could I have gotten in my business? I'm working on a new course. The course could have been done. I could have outlined the course in the 30 hours I spent scrolling on social media. Because 8 of those hours was live and then the other 30 was literally scrolling. I'll say 8 was live and probably 3 hours was engagement. So I still spent close to 30 hours scrolling, and to me that is disgusting and I don't want to do that anymore. And I want to be better in my business, in my life. I could have been reading a book. I could have been going on a walk. I could have been spending time with Kinsley. Instead, I was scrolling. So I want you to really get real with yourself and honest with yourself and see that, like, this is how I'm spending my time, but I don't want to do it. And if there's anything that you're spending your time doing that you don't have to do, then stop. So look at your time audit, and I want you to look at all the wasteful time that you have, okay? And then my next tip for you is to allocate and reallocate your time. So I want you to look at your weekly calendar, and I want you to allocate your 7 to 10 hours a week to work on your business. Put it in before your kids wake up, when your kids go to bed. I used my lunch breaks at work. So I told my coworkers, I'll eat lunch with you once a week. They chose Fridays. So I ate lunch with my coworkers on Fridays. Monday through Thursday, that hour lunch break, I was eating my lunch and working on my business. That was 4 hours a week that I was working on my business while I was at work, because I did not want to waste more time eating with my coworkers. Another thing that was wasteful to me outside of scrolling on social media was watching my shows in real time. I feel like I was watching shows and I was watching something every day. This is back in 2018 when stuff still came scheduled on TV at a specific time. And I was watching something every day. The only thing I watched live was from 9 to 10 on Thursdays, the Big Brother live eviction. Everything else I recorded on my DVR because I had DirecTV, and I watched it on Friday nights when I got home. I did 1 hour work on Fridays, and then I just sat on the couch and binged all of my shows. So I decided that I was not going to watch my shows throughout the week, and I wasn't going to binge watch any Netflix series or anything like that if it wasn't on Friday. So Friday I'd watch my show, and if I wanted to watch something new on Netflix, I'd watch an episode, a half an episode, and go about my business, because my business was more important. So if I stayed up all night watching stuff on Netflix, that's fine, because that's what Fridays is for. Saturdays I don't have to work. I can sleep in, and it was a family fun day. So I decided that watching my shows throughout the week was not a priority. My business was. And I gave myself the time to do those things, but it was on Friday after my work was done. So all of that to say, allocate and reallocate your time. Reallocate the wasteful time and allocate pockets of time to your business. 7 to 10 hours. You can find it. Squeeze it in. Number 5, I think I already said this, but put it on your calendar. Make it non-negotiable. It's a meeting with your boss. It is like taking your kids to the doctor. If you are supposed to be working on your business from 7 to 8 a.m., work on your business from 7 to 8 a.m. If your kids go to bed at 9 and you put you're going to start working on your business at 9:45, after you get them down, they're down and good, you clean whatever you need to clean, and you're going to work on your business from 9:45 to 11:15 before you go to bed, that's what you need to do. So put the time on your calendar and show up for yourself like you show up for everyone else. You owe it to yourself to find this time for your business. And like I said, if that means you have to switch things around and you can't go to happy hour every single week and you can't go to brunch every single week, then that's okay. Maybe you brunch with your friends twice a month, once a month. You've got to decide what your priorities are. It won't be forever. Your time will free up. But in the beginning stages, you've got to be a little strict with it so you can make the progress that you want to make within your business. Once the time is on your calendar, I'm going to encourage you to track your time. So I use Toggl, Toggl. I'll leave it linked in the description box. And with Toggl, every time I do a task, like right now, I'm recording videos. I've been recording for 3 hours and 42 minutes. I've also been taking pictures. So I haven't been sitting still for 3 hours and 42 minutes, but I'm tracking my time to see how long it takes me to record 10 to 12 videos. Right now we're at 3 hours and 42 minutes and I have 1 more video to go to get to 10, 3 more videos to go to get to 12. I think I'm gonna reach my limit at 10. But I need to see where I'm spending the time. So when I decide to work on my business from 7 to 8 a.m. before my daughter wakes up, what did I do from 7 to 8? Track your time using a time tracking app, a clock, a timer, just so that you know where you actually spent your time and what you actually did when you were working on your business. And number 7 is to reassess every single month. Reassess your time, making sure you're putting in 7 to 10 hours. Do you need to move some things around? Did some things change? Did you sign your kid up like Kinsley does basketball? So like there's some switching and moving of like the hours that I'm working now because of her basketball on Tuesdays and on Saturdays. So she has practice on Tuesdays and she has games on Saturdays. So the way I work, it's just, moved around a little tiny bit, okay? So that is my tips for helping you to make time for your business. I want to know in the comments which tip was most helpful. Which tip was most helpful to you when you're like, oh my gosh, I need to do this to make time for my business? I would love for you to let me know down in the comments. I want to thank you so much for watching. If this was helpful, make sure you subscribe and join the Build a Business with Chris family because I share videos like this every single week. So I want to thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.